Good morning, everyone. So I was actually going to do this live, but there is a really bad thunderstorm that's happening right now. And I've been trying to literally my sinuses, I've been trying to clear them up like all morning. So um, we're going to do this recorded instead. I'm thinking about actually starting to do the dailies live. Not sure if I'm going to yet. It was just kind of an idea that came to me this morning. What I want to talk about today with the energies that are going on is why now is not the time for you to give up. Because I 100% understand why you would want to. Because everything inside of you is questioning everything that you're supposed to be doing. And at the same time, you don't have the energy or the motivation to push forward because all of the things inside of you that you want to do, you don't feel good enough to do them. You don't feel like you're qualified. You don't feel like you're able to find the strength. You don't feel like you're good enough. And the reason why you're feeling like that is on purpose. You're supposed to be feeling like that right now. I know that sounds really strange. You're supposed to feel lost right now. And I know that that's like a really weird statement to hear a healer or a light worker say to you. The reason why you're supposed to feel like that is because you're being pushed with all of these retrogrades, especially with Chiron going retrograde, and this portal energy that we're in with the eclipse. You're being pushed to find all of those things that have been holding you back for years. And it feels like it's just holding you back right now because when we feel really good, we shove it all in the closet. We brush it under the rug. We're like, no, I'll deal with that little idiosyncrasy, or I'll deal with that silly little problem of mine, even though it's not really silly. It's actually something that is stopping you from moving forward and living your goals and living your dreams. And so I was asked, and this is why I wanted to do this video today, or I wanted to talk about this particular topic today, because I was asked by somebody in an email, what's the point? Why do we have to go through all of these harsh energies? Why does the universe force us to go through hard times and bad times and get sick or feel bad about ourselves? Why does the universe do that to us? See, I'm telling you, man, my sinuses are like off the chain. Like I cannot get them to cooperate with me at all. And I've done everything, I'm telling you. Like you can give me all the advice that you want, but I've literally done everything. So when I'm asked something like that, I want to say to have patience and to remain positive. But that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Why are you going to remain patient and be positive when all you feel like is a big lump of blah, right? So instead of being that person that's like, be patient, be positive, keep going, keep pushing, I'm going to tell you that it is okay for you to fall apart. You better. I hope you do. And after you fall apart and you get all of that negative, toxic stuff that you've been holding on to, because I guarantee you there has been a buildup inside of you of negative on top of negative on top of negative on top of negative that you have refused to feel for a very, very long time because it's so uncomfortable. Nobody likes healing. Hold on a second. Give me 1 minute. All right. Sorry, I was not going to blow my nose on camera. So, you've been holding on to all of this toxic energy. And if you've ever done an alignment session with me, we've talked about this before. And if you feel like you need to do an alignment session with me, I would recommend now being a really good time to do it. Because now is the time when you won't come to me and be like, all right, I'm feeling so much better, Betsy. You know, what's next? What do I do next? Now is the time when you're going to look at me and say, I feel like crap. Like, have you ever made a therapist appointment like 3 weeks in advance? And then by the time you get to the therapist, you're like, but I feel better now because all of that hard stuff that I was going through, it's gone. I'm not dealing with it anymore. And then you're like, what's the point of this therapy session? And the therapist is like, all right, well, I'll see you again in another 3 months. That kind of thing, right? I'm not going to make you wait that long, first of all. And second of all, it's so much better to allow yourself to like get rid of all of the yuck, all of the emotions, all of the things that you're holding inside that you brush under the rug when you're feeling good, when you're feeling better about life. So today we have this, like the conjunctions that we have, which means they're at the same degree in the same sign. We have the sun and the north node. The sun is shining light on your purpose. The sun is saying, you know, they're in conjunct right now. They're in a really good relationship with each other, which is what conjunct is, right? It's a great relationship between two planets. And the sun and the north node are saying, this is your purpose. This is what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. However, we also have Saturn and the south node in conjunction, and it's just opposite the sun and the north node. And we kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday during the daily reading. But that opposition is not an easy relationship. And Saturn and the South Node are both about karma. It's both about the stuff, the lessons that you're supposed to be learning in this lifetime in order to fulfill your purpose. And if you don't learn those lessons, they're going to keep coming back. Every single time you brush a feeling under the rug, every single time somebody triggers you, or you see that you need to take care of some kind of business, or there's a relationship that shows up in your life, and then you get hurt by it, and you're just like, nope, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm going to brush it under the rug. Or this person hurts you, and you keep taking them back over and over and over again. That's karma. Once you learn the lesson, once you allow yourself, and learning the lesson, 9 times out of 10, learning the lesson is you feeling the emotion through that lesson. Once you learn the lesson, and once you allow yourself to feel the emotion through that lesson, and you push through that, then you get closer to your purpose. A lot of times people have to live through their purpose while learning the lessons. That's what I had to do. And then there are people that get to learn all their lessons first, and then they get to live their purpose, and it's so much easier to live their purpose. And again, your purpose isn't necessarily the career that you're going to have. Sometimes it's just the hobby that you do after work. And so I don't want you to push yourself to be positive right now. You don't have to force yourself to be positive right now. What you do have to force yourself to do is to just keep going. Just take a step. And be honest with yourself. If you need to pull back and rest and not talk to anybody for an entire day so you can so you are able to get through all of the nasty things that are coming up inside of you, do it. Allow yourself to do it. I mean, as long as you're not going to, like, if you take that day off from work or something like that, as long as you're not going to get fired. Give yourself a break right now. Right now is not the time to be hard on yourself. Now is not the time to tell yourself that you're not good enough. And now is not the time to tell yourself that you're not worthy or you're not able to do it. And if something isn't working the way that you want to right now, everything is in retrograde. It's not supposed to be working the way that you want it to work right now. That's where the patience comes in. And if you don't have a lot of patience, and I know a lot of you don't have a lot of patience, do something else with your time. Flip the script on yourself. I guarantee you, when I say this too shall pass, it's very true. This too shall pass. So, actually, I'm going to use a different deck. I haven't used this for the daily reading. I don't think I have. I know that I've used it for my twin flame readings on Patreon. Yes, I do twin flame readings on Patreon. If you are interested in subscribing to Patreon, I'm actually going to also start doing lives on Patreon. It'll probably be, I really want to do one next week, but with Mercury retrograde, I don't really want to start something new right now. We'll see. I'll make an announcement if I decide to do that. I don't know, maybe I will. I've been feeling this bug, and I think because Patreon, it's basically a subscription service where you can get all of the extended love readings and you can get the exclusive twin flame readings. I don't really advertise it very much unless I'm saying something about it on the extended love readings, or I put it on the community page. So if you don't know about it, that's what Patreon is there for. But because you guys are so supportive and so amazing, and it's such a tight-knit group, it's a small group of individuals, we can do lives and you guys can ask me questions, like individual questions, and I can answer them from there. And we can do it in like a very comfortable, homey type setting. Hold on one second. I'm so glad that I have this pause feature now. Like, I didn't have it before. You can see how red my nose is. I'm so sorry. I didn't have it before, but now I have this pause feature. Before I would have had to like stop the video and then restart it, and it would be really obnoxious. So, I'm using the Tattoo Tarot. Don't remember who the author is. I'm really sorry. The back looks like this. And they're really big cards. See how they're like so much bigger than my hand, like my hand, I have really small hands. See that? So, just bear with me as I go through and shuffle them. Let's see what the energy is for today. Ooh. The Emperor was the first card that came out. So that Chiron in Aries energy. I feel like, yeah. And then we have the Nine of Swords. And we have the Moon. Yeah. I mean, the way that your mind is kind of, it has you in a prison right now. I mean, I understand. I get it. And I feel your pain. And the Moon is needing to confront your feelings. The reason why you're in this Nine of Swords state of mind is because you're trying to control the way things go, right? With the Emperor, it's very controlling, very dictatorship. You're trying to control the way things are going to go. And because you don't know how they're going to go with the moon energy over here, which is ruled by Cancer, and we are in Cancer season, and we just had that total lunar or total solar eclipse. We'll have the full moon lunar eclipse on the 16th in Capricorn. But in between that, it's like, if you don't get really honest with yourself right now, and I don't mean honest by being self-critical. That's not what I mean. Totally different thing. Being honest with yourself is actually the opposite of being self-critical. Because when you're self-critical, you're telling yourself that you're not good enough. You're telling yourself that you are ugly or fat or lazy or this or that, or like all of the negative things, right? That's not being honest with yourself. Those are all lies. If you feel like you're lazy, ask yourself, why do you feel like you're lazy? Is it because you're really lazy? These are some of the things that we work through in the alignment sessions. And I'm pushing the alignment sessions to you guys right now and saying that if you feel lost, it may not be a reading that you need. It may be a one-on-one alignment session. It may be that you need to come see me in St. Louis or Chicago or LA or San Francisco or Portland this summer, because those are all going to be about self-alignment as well. It may be that you need something different than me reading some cards to you, because the cards can tell you how you're feeling and where you are and what you can expect in the future. But if you're not in alignment, it doesn't really matter what the cards have to say. You know? So, even if you have no idea what to expect with that moon energy, because it's all in the dark, you can get honest with yourself. And then you can say, all right, well, as I'm honest, if I'm being honest with myself, I can expect to have control. See what I'm saying? The cycles are ending so rapidly right now. You can expect to be able to control your own energy. You can expect to be able to, and when I say control your own energy, I mean, what is it that you're allowing to come into your space? What is it that you're giving out? You see? We have the World. Look how beautiful that is. We have the World, and right next to the World is the Wheel of Fortune. You have control over shifting the energy. Now, you don't have control about how fast the energy is going to go or how slow it's going to go once you shift it, but you can shift it in the right direction and then wait for divine timing, which requires patience. And when people say to me, but divine timing, did you hear that thunder? That's crazy. Divine timing means it's never going to happen. That's not true. It's totally not true. Divine timing means it's not happening in your time, so it feels like it's never going to happen. Then we have the Ace of Cups. I love it. I love that these three cards came out after we got the Emperor, the Nine of Swords, and the Moon. Because you think that you're in this prison state of not being able to do enough, when in reality, all you have to do is shift the energy, complete some lessons, maybe end a cycle or two that's been going on, and love yourself. Fill up your own cup first. That Ace of Cups, it's there for the taking. All you have to do is reach out. All you have to do is reach out. And just be like, yep, I'll take it. That cup is mine. I'm going to fill it up with whatever I want to fill it up with. But if you're beating yourself up or you're in a Nine of Swords, you're not going to see that Ace of Cups coming. And the universe is trying to provide it for you. You know? All right, so let's see what this Emperor energy is. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. Dang. The shade. You are trying to control your environment. You're trying to control your 10 of Pentacles. You're trying to control the way you receive the money, the way that you receive the gifts, the way that you receive all of the things. And when it doesn't happen in the time that you want it to happen, if it doesn't happen in the exact way that you want it to happen, you get all bent out of shape, or you just shut off and you shut down and you get numb. Right? And then you get into this 9 of Swords because you're like, this is all your ego talking up here. Your ego is saying, I need this. I need this. I need this. Why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? Nine of Swords. The Knight of Cups. It's interesting because I do feel like there are people in your existence that are trying to just love you, and you're not seeing it. And granted, you need to be loving yourself more than anybody else needs to be loving you right now. But if somebody's trying to love you and you're not letting it in, or you're not letting it happen, it's because you're so wrapped up in what it is that you don't have, or what it is that's not happening for you, that you're not allowing anybody into your space. You see? So let's see what the moon is telling us. Being honest with ourselves, confronting our feelings, confronting our emotions, listening to our intuition when it comes to, So we have the High Priestess, the Two of Cups on the moon. Allow yourself to listen to your intuition when it comes to relationships. And this doesn't even have to be in a romantic way. This is in all sorts of ways. Allow yourself to listen to your intuition right now. More than anything, you have to listen to your intuition. And the other thing is, you need to make sure that you're speaking your truth. The High Priestess and the Moon talk about secrets. And with the Two of Cups there, if you're holding on to feelings, if you're holding on to a secret or some feelings, or you're not being open and honest about how you feel about certain things in a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's your family, I don't care who that soulmate is, that Two of Cups represents the soulmates, right? If you're holding on to your feelings, it's just going to feel even worse. If you're not speaking your truth, and you're only thinking your truth, but you're not speaking it, and you're holding on to all of that negative, harsh energy, it's going to make you feel worse. So I feel like there's a cycle ending here. I feel like the way that you're going to be able to shift this energy, my nose just cleared out. Kind of a miracle. The way that you're going to shift this energy with the Wheel of Fortune is to complete the cycle of keeping your mouth shut when it comes to how you feel. I'm very familiar with that feeling, with that with that action. We'll put it that way. I'm very familiar with that action. It used to be that I would just shut down and keep my mouth shut, and I wouldn't say a lot to people when it came to how I felt, and then I would just blow up about everything. When it got too much, when I couldn't hold on to it anymore, I would just blow up. I would just explode. And I don't recommend that to anybody at all. Seriously. So, the World. And on the world, we have the Eight of Swords. If you're stressing out about what cycles need to be ending right now for you, I don't want you to stress out about it. I don't want you to think don't overthink about the cycles that need to end. There are patterns that you're breaking every single day. There are cycles that are ending every single day. What you need to do is shift your energy into a more positive, I'm going to use that word here, a more positive and a higher vibration. When you shift your energy to a higher vibration, you're like automatically taking control of your own feelings, your own actions, your own emotions. And the cycles that will end because you're going to that higher vibration, it's almost as if it's going to happen organically. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, let it happen. Let the cycles end organically. You don't have to sit there and stress out about what is it that I'm going to do? How am I going to do this? What cycles need to end? What am I holding on to? Yada, yada, yada. If you're really freaking out about all of that, get quiet. Just close your eyes, listen to some soft music, and allow yourself to meditate on what it is. And that's what it is, breathing. Meditation is all about breathing. And it's about asking source, asking yourself, your higher self and source, the hard questions. What cycles do I need to complete and how do I do that? And then when the answer comes up, because it will, I want you to listen to it. I want you to take your own advice and listen to it. Okay? Let's see what the Wheel of Fortune is. It's like the cards want to jump and then they don't jump. Yeah. It's time for you guys to stop waiting for things to show up for you and to pick a direction to go in. That Three of Wands on the Wheel of Fortune, it's all about traveling. It's all about moving in new directions. It's all about being really excited to push forward. It's, after you've made the decision to shift your energy and to push things forward, you don't have to wait anymore, right? That Three of Wands is about waiting for your ships to come in. You don't have to wait for the ships to come in. Get in a rowboat and get your ass out there on the ship, right? And then we have the Ace of Cups, all about loving yourself. Loving yourself means having personal boundaries. That doesn't mean having a brick wall. It means having personal boundaries. The Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles is on the Ace of Cups. It's about planting the seeds and then being patient enough to wait for them to grow and prosper. And I believe now is the time to do it. Last night when I did the live reading, I did the live reading for the eclipse portal and the retrograde season. Most of the signs, the message was to be patient, to pull your energy back, start making the plans now, and be patient. Plant the seeds, start the plans. It's not, you don't have to act on everything right now. What you can do is plant the seeds and wait for divine timing to take over. All right, you guys, I love you. And the biggest message for today is don't give up. Please don't give up. There is too much for you out there, and you are all beautiful people, and you all have good in you. Yes, we all have dark sides as well. We have those shadow sides as well, but that doesn't make you a bad person, okay? That doesn't mean that you're not good enough to be here. And take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.